All right, so now that we've reached the end of 2025, I want to show you the absolute best month that I saw, not only during the year, but just ever. This was a 30% month, which if you don't understand how crazy that is, the average profitable retail trader generally aims between 1 to 3% per month. So I pretty much made an average profitable retail trader's year in just 1 month. And no, this is not because I'm just some god at trading. It's because I have a very powerful strategy, a very strict set of rules, and market conditions were very good during this month. I risked 1% the entire time. I didn't trade aggressively. I just let the markets come to me, and these were the results. So the month I'm going to be showing you through is August of 2025, starting off with this GBPJPY trade right here. This was the best trade of the month. Most trades of the month were on the 5-minute time frame, but if you don't know, I also do trade the 30-minute where we get kind of lower trade frequency, but when we do hit a TP, it is going to be ridiculous. In this case, we hit a 1 to 13, which that is just absurd. That would have passed an entire phase 1 10% challenge in just one trade. That's kind of what we use the 30-minute for, just these massive risk to reward trades that can just put you up a massive buffer on the month. But let's break down exactly what I was seeing here. So starting off, let's just go into the higher time frames. We'll just go into the 4-hour. We don't really need much more. We're just looking at the overall trend right here. Sorry, there's a lot of back tests on this chart, so it might look a little bit messy, but if we zoom out, overall, recently we have been, or in the last 6 months or so, we have been very bullish. You can see we just started breaking all the highs and failing at all the lows. Breaking highs, failing at the lows. Even when we had a little level of resistance here, we continued after breaking the highs, failing at all the lows. So when we scale back down into the 30-minute time frame here, we can see what have we started doing? Well, we dropped massively, even creating some kind of bearish market structure where we failed at any types of highs and we broke past the low. So where was I confident that we were starting to go bullish right here? Well, that would be as soon as we created this kind of double bottom right here. We completely failed at this low and started creating very bullish market structure. In fact, we literally broke past every single high and failed at every single low during this entire time. The only time that we broke a low in this entire, swing of moves was when we took the level of liquidity to reach our demand zone. If you don't know, I trade liquidity, supply and demand. So we need to see price take a level of liquidity before reaching our zones. So this is the most purposeful thing you can ever see the market do, when it is just doing everything you could possibly want to see to pretty much purposefully reach your zones so that investors are getting their good prices, and that's when the market makes its real move, and you can see this absolutely shot off. And in terms of the actual setup itself, we drew out our demand zone. This was an accuracy zone. If you don't know how to draw them, I've got plenty of videos on it. But instead of drawing it like normal retail supply and demand traders would, where this would have been invalid, and in fact, people would have been getting in here. Their stop losses would be below the candle, and we just took them out as liquidity to the real drawing, where we then took our massive risk to reward. We entered on the first bullish close. Keeps things very mechanical. It's going to happen every single time. And we came down in a very straight line. So we know price is in need of a retracement. So where did I set my TP, or why did I set my TP here? Because this looks a bit random. Well, we clearly have a lot of space to fill to the left. We're in a very bullish market on the overall higher time frames, and we've just made this massive drop. And what we know is that price is never just going to move in a straight line. Price needs to retrace. Price needs to correct these types of moves, especially when we are in a bullish market on the higher time frames. It's never just going to continue moving in a straight line forever. So we are likely going to correct a lot of that move, so we can just target somewhere within this move on the left. I don't want to get too greedy and aim for too high, go for a 1 to 20, even though I easily could have. But I did aim for more than a 1 to 10 for the first time. Generally, I max out at a 1 to 10 risk to reward, but with this candle right here, we just stuck it out for an extra 3 RR because we had such a good entry. So this was the first trade of the month. Actually, it might not have been the first trade. We actually had a GJ trade just before it, which if I just go into the 5-minute time frame here, this was the trade that we were looking at just before, and we caught this at an even earlier point. You can see on the 5-minute time frame where we perfectly double bottomed, and you can see the structure happening even more clearly, where we start making very bullish market structure, and then we create our zone. Same thing once again, we draw our demand zone, we create a level of liquidity, we break the high and we come down in a straight line. We know price needs to retrace because we've just moved in a straight line. We started moving bullish. So what are the chances that price just does this? Quite unlikely. Price needs to retrace to give people their entries, to give people their better price, and to just fill in orders. So what we did on this trade, I believe we didn't take it for this high. Actually, I'm pretty sure we took this for a 1 to 4.5, I'm guessing, based on the risk to reward, which would have been somewhere around here. But this, once again, exact same thing, man. It is like very mechanical. We're not changing things every trade. This is not intuition based. This is a mechanical strategy. We enter on the bullish close as soon as we've rejected from the zone, and that is where we take our entry. And once again, amazing risk to reward, 1 to 4.5 in 3 candles, maybe 4 candles if you include this one. Just 15 minutes, bro. That is insane. That is crazy for a 1 to 4.5. And you did not have to stop there. You could have easily hit this for a 1 to 10 as well, but I did not catch that much of the move. Also, before I continue, I'm going to be launching my own coaching program in the new year where I'll be teaching a group of genuinely serious students exactly how I trade from A to Z. I'm talking hundreds of modules and documents. I'm talking direct one-on-one access to me where I review all your trades and I give you real accountability, as well as sharing my own trade ideas and trade breakdowns. So if you are actually serious about becoming profitable in 2026, then join the waitlist in the description, because I mean everyone in there will know exactly how to trade. They'll be hitting profitability, getting real payouts and past challenges, but I don't want anybody in there just half-assing it, so please only sign up if you're serious. But I believe we did then have a setup not too long later in the month. Okay, it was a little bit later in the month actually. 13th of August, we had this supply setup, a little bit counter trend, but I was quite liking it based on this kind of trend line, you feel me? We were absolutely failing to break through this level of resistance, and as soon as we reached it again, just at the exact same level, tapped it, we came into clear space to the left. We're not reacting from any key structure levels. There's nothing, you know, down here in this area where we may react from, especially this heavily. So I thought this would be a good position to take. We got our bearish close and we entered just on that right here, but unfortunately we did come up and, you know, this setup lost very quickly. So that will happen, but same thing once again. We had our move down, creating our supply zone. We came up, forming a level of liquidity right here. In fact, we had another level right here that actually ended up being used, but we broke past the low, confirming direction, confirming that this liquidity is going to be a strong level. Then we came up in a straight line. Usually price won't just continue moving like this, and it will give us a small retracement, at least enough to hit maybe a 1 to 3 or so, and that is where our strategy thrives, in that 1 to 3, 1 to 4 area on the 5 minute. On the 30 minute, it thrives in the massive risk rewards, which if you watch my last video, we've got so much data going through kind of how the 30 minute gave us so much profit with these large risk to reward trades. Now this next trade is on USDJPY a little bit later on the month. This is on the 5 minute time frame, and I just need to show this now because this is so textbook. This is such an A+ setup, and there is something a little bit different that happened during this trade. So what happened here was we came up, creating our demand zone once again, forming our level of liquidity, breaking all the highs to the left. Very, very clean, failing all the lows, failing the low once again here, and instead of entering on the normal bullish close where we would have gotten a better risk to reward, we would have barely survived, just as a little form of safety, we did take this on the next bullish close, and that is simply because we had a very large upper wick. It's a tiny bit of, not quite mechanical, but every strategy is going to have that. We do make it as mechanical as possible, so you don't really have to make too many decisions in the moment. But in a case like this, with a new higher time frame candle open, we want to wait for this candle to create its bottom wick and then flip. So we probably could have entered on the flip of this candle, to be honest, but just to be safe, just enter on the next close. And you can see, because our directional bias is almost always correct when we're making these types of failures to break lows and consistent breaks of highs, we are almost always going to be correct in our directional bias, because that's just how we do it, I guess. And you can see, once again, we could have taken this for a much higher risk to reward. I was just kind of chilling with my 1 to 3 on that day, I guess. But to be honest, you could have easily just taken this to the highs, because we had a lot of potential space to fill up here. So what a nice trade, man. This was absolutely textbook. Wait, I'm trying to get this back to go. Okay, there we go. But whilst we're on USDJPY here, a little bit earlier in the month, we had this 30-minute setup. And now this one, not quite as clean. This one isn't my favorite setup, to be honest. This one that I probably would usually avoid, but I think at this point market conditions were so good I was even just taking like B+ type setups and they were just all winning. So you can see here, same thing again, demand, liquidity, breaks of highs, and then we came down to our zone. The only thing that I really don't like about this zone is market structure coming down. This created kind of bearish market structure, but we got such a good reaction from the zone. It's just so obvious. It's such a low area. This is the last place that price would react from if it's going to go or move bullish. And we just shot off and hit TP very quickly. Unfortunately, the entry was not fantastic, so we only hit a 1 to 4.5 on this trade, despite it being on the 30-minute. Could have targeted these highs over here, but we decided against it, and we were just happy with our 1 to 4.5. We had already made a ridiculous amount of profit this month, so I didn't feel like being greedy. We were just kind of preserving capital by this point, making sure we stay in this buffer. But we probably could have taken advantage of how insane market conditions were a little bit better, because they just kept on winning, to be honest. But yeah, this one, not quite as clean as a lot of the others, but still a very nice setup at the end of the day. And it's definitely going to have an edge on the market over a long period of time. Then we had this UK 100 trade. UK 100 did not perform that well this year. During 2024, I believe it was ridiculously good, but this year wasn't quite as good. So we had this setup right here. UK 100 is almost always bullish because, I mean, it's just stocks, they're always just going up. And you can see there were some great trades that did win. But unfortunately, this one right here, even though we had an absolutely beautiful push off from our original demand zone, so this is a very obvious zone right here. Unfortunately, it wasn't formed at a swing low. This would have made it a little bit stronger if it kind of created a structure level to go off, but didn't quite do that. But we came down forming a very nice level of liquidity. This is a proper low. In fact, it is a very strong low. And then we came up, breaking all the highs to the left, came down quite nicely, and even though it did push off very well at the start, it eventually just lost volume and eventually went to stop loss. So this was one of our losing trades on the month, and despite that we still came out with 30%, which is just ridiculous. I still can't believe how insane those results are. But we haven't even talked about gold yet, which is fucking crazy, because we had back to back. Actually, wait, there was one day. Okay, it was Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We caught ridiculous trades in all three of them. Starting off with this one, this isn't my absolute favorite setup just because of a retracement that we had during it. So you can see we came up forming our demand zone, 2 candle liquidity, broke the high, and then came down, but with kind of messy price action. But you can see we created a high and then we broke past it again. So we created a minor breaker structure, and we weren't reacting from anything up here. This was just pure clear space, which is, fine. You can see this is just pure black candles here, and we're reacting from, nothing bad. So when we came down in a straight line after, we know we're likely going to retrace. So I did take my chances on this trade. Once again, entered on the bullish close right here, and almost one candle straight to TP for a 1 to 3 target, which also just crazy. You can see why we do kind of aim for lower risk to rewards on the 5-minute time frame, because we're not really expecting a full change in trend because we're just on the 5-minute. We're just taking our smaller risk to rewards and we're going. I say smaller risk to rewards, but I mean, a lot of strategies wish they could hit 1 to 3s. But yeah, you can see we could have aimed for maybe these highs for a 1 to 6, which is just fucking crazy. We could have easily got like a 50% month if we just took TPs a bit higher. But then we did continue going down, which leads us right to our next setup, which we took an early buy position on. Quite similarly to GJ earlier, you can see we had a massive drop right here, bunch of bearish candles, bunch of imbalances. We need to fill these in. We're not just going to continue dropping, especially on something like gold. Gold is generally seen as a good investment for a reason, because it's going to go up. You feel me? It's seen as a safe thing to invest in. You can put your money in there and it will likely just go up over the years. So what we saw here was a change in trend after we failed at these lows. This is the main thing that I'm looking at, and then we started absolutely breaking every single high to the left very cleanly, no struggle, and then we broke this high right here straight into clear space, and this is why I was confident in taking this trade. We took out all the highs, we failed at all the lows until once again we had the same situation as on GJ earlier. The only low we took out was the low of liquidity before reaching our zone. It's just so purposeful. Our strategy has just been put into place and everything is reacting from it so nicely. And once again, same thing happening over and over again. We just entered on the bullish close and we took this for a 1 to 2. And we could have taken this much higher. We probably could have filled in this entire gap for a 1 to 5. Same thing as always, we could just take our trades higher because these zones are really moving the market. Even on the 5-minute time frame, it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, this trade was absolutely gorgeous. Can't really complain. Had our demand zone get created, level of liquidity, break a structure, come to zone. It's the same exact pattern every single time. Same entry model, same pattern happening. It's just beautiful. And then we had our supply zone. Exact same thing, bro. Literally come down, create our liquidity, break some lows, come up to the zone, which wasn't the cleanest. It would have been nicer if we came up a bit, you know, in a straighter line so we had more of a reason to retrace, but fucking does not matter. We absolutely shot down. Could have taken this for a 1 to 6 once again. Insane. So why was I looking for, you know, sells in this kind of market? We're on gold right here and we're overall quite bullish. Well, that is simply because we started failing at all the highs and we started creating very bearish market structure. So we can at least catch a 1 to 2 in this time. I didn't want to aim for too low on this one because we were looking quite bullish overall, but we were acting from nothing too important to the left, literally just coming up from a demand zone that we invalidated, so it's fine. And this was a very, very nice trade. Then you can see right here, we had all of these beautiful AUDJPY wins, and guess which one we took? Unfortunately, we did take the loser out of all of these trades. We missed all of these ones. This happened at the end of New York session, not enough volume usually. This one happened a little bit later in session. I think we just didn't have enough bullish confirmation to take this one. But this one was looking beautiful. You can see it's going to be the same thing happening over and over again. Liquidity created, come down to the zone. But unfortunately, this one did lose and it actually did start moving bearish after that. But this was a very nice setup. I don't regret taking it. I followed all our rules. This is just like an expected loser that will happen. So you can see, same thing as everything else that I've been explaining today. Bullish movement, failing at lows, breaking highs, reaching this area. And yeah, unfortunately, we came up a little bit after hitting stop loss. Wouldn't have hit TP anyway though, so yeah, doesn't really matter. And it seems like we took quite a few trades this month, and that is simply because we took quite a few trades during this month because market conditions were so good. We thought we might as well take advantage of it, and it was the right play because we ended up taking 30% worth of profits with 1% risk, mind you. But yeah, that'll be the end of this video. If you want to download the free PDF for the entire playbook of this strategy in the description, then go check that out. And whilst you're in the description, you can also join the new waitlist for my 2026 launch, where I'm going to be teaching some students from A to Z exactly how to trade profitably. People will be getting payouts and passing challenges. I'm talking hundreds of modules and documents, direct access to me. It will be the most insane thing I can possibly create, and making sure everybody is genuinely seeing profitability. But yeah, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe and all that, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.